back, everybody. This is the thejonnymar, and I am continuing with Pokemon Blue, my complete Pokedex walkthrough. So, my last episode, we took on the first half of Silph Co, starting at the top and working our way down. And in this particular episode, we are going to finish up with the longest dungeon in the game. So we have 92 Pokemon out of 117 seen of 151 in the game. We're going to grab one of the hidden items in Silph Co. That is a max potion. Now we're going to head down to floor number 5. So we are now on floor number 5. We have to take on floors 5, 4, 3, and 2 still, and clear out all the rockets. So it shouldn't take too long. Especially since... Ooh, coughing evolves into wheezing. Nice. Especially since I'm not going to be showing any of the rocket battles, because they're just using the same Pokemon. 4 Pokemon evolve only when traded by link cable. Man, they really went to town with that in later generations, didn't they? Then you had to start giving them items when you traded them, and just all sorts of really crazy conditions that needed to be met in some of the later games to get Pokemon to actually evolve. It's a Pokemon report. They created Porygon, the first virtual reality Pokemon. Guess I'll have to use my Quest, which I do not own because I don't use virtual reality. Do any of you? I sure don't. Closest I've gotten to virtual reality is just 3D glasses, the good old red and blue ones from the old magazines and shows back in the day. I actually can't even use those really anymore because of my eyesight. So if I just wear the glasses, I can't see far enough typically because I'm nearsighted. And so it doesn't really work for me. And then if I try to use the actual headsets, or even like my 3DS, so we have our second hidden item here, and the last one in Silph Co, an elixir, I end up getting a lot of headaches, and it just doesn't work for me. So I don't think I'll ever buy one of those headsets. Alright, clear out another scientist here. They were working on the ultimate Pokeball, which is a Master Ball. That is actually the reward for finishing this dungeon. So we are getting very close to maxing out our items here because there are just so many items to pick up. I have no doubt that our inventory is getting very close to being at its capacity. And we do have a few more items to grab here, and then we will head back to the stairs to head down another level as we get one of the better items in the game. And that is TM number 9, which is, of course, Takedown. It's actually not that great, so I will not be using it. Well, let's head to the stairs and head down underfloor. And we will continue onward. So we have another rocket hiding down here, kind of in this conference room or whatever it is, while they've been doing their research. We did take on the Rocket Brothers in the last episode and knocked out all 4 of them. I think in one of the remakes they actually make them into the Rocket Sisters? I have a vague recollection of that happening. Is it in the Let's Go games? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But here we have another scientist. Your Pokemon are your loyal soldiers. Well, mine are too, but I don't talk about them in that way. I show them love. That's what you need to do, right? To be a good Pokemon trainer. You have to show Pokemon respect and love. And so that's what I do. By never letting them get KO'd. And giving them treats. And all sorts of wonderful behavior. And giving them pats and haircuts in later generations. Alright, we're probably gonna not be able to pick up one of these items, or any of them. Let's do some inventory management. Cleared some items out. Let's grab this stuff, and then we'll have to do a quick trip to the Pokemon Center to clear out my inventory completely. Well, that was definitely worth throwing away a full heal for an escape rope. I totally do not immediately regret that decision. Alright, so I did inventory management, I healed at the Pokemon Center, and now I am back taking on floor number 3, I believe this is. And this is actually the floor where the teleporter is. that will take you to the upper floors and actually take you to the boardroom where Giovanni is. And surprise, surprise, or I guess spoiler, we're actually going to have to take on our rival before we take on Giovanni. But this is the teleporter. We'll be back once we clear out the rest of the trainers and grab the remainder of the items. I support Team Rocket more than I support Silph. You traitor. I'm glad I kicked your butt. Well, I didn't actually kick your butt. My Pokemon beat up your Pokemon and KO'd them. So we'll grab a Hyper Potion and head down to the final floor that we need to take out, which is floor 2. So again, it has some of the easier trainers because obviously you're supposed to do this in the opposite order that I did it, starting at the bottom and working your way to the top. So most of the Pokemon that these trainers have are in the mid to high 30s, actually 20s. It's the higher levels where they're in the 30s. But we have 2 more trainers. Yeah, I pretty much solved it. I don't use any of the teleporters because they're completely worthless, except the one you have to take. So we'll skip them all. Diamond-shaped tiles are teleport blocks. Do you think we'll someday have matter transporters or teleporters? A la Star Trek? I don't know. Even if that technology existed, I'm not sure I would actually do it. I think it's one of the Star Trek movies. They have a scene with, I forget who it is, maybe the doctor from the original crew. Self-destruct. Yeah, no thanks, that'll be sold. And he's really old and he's like, yeah, I don't like using transporters anymore, so I'm just gonna use a shuttle. And I think that's kind of how I would be too in the future. I doubt there will be transporters in my age. I'm sure if that technology ever does exist, it'll be well after I'm gone. Alright, let's head back up to floor number 3. And I'm going to save. And then we're going to head on to the teleporter we have to take. And that'll lead us to our battle with our rival. We actually get a reward after that battle too. Not from our rival, of course, because he's a jerk. But from a Silph Co employee that is right there. So I like to walk straight here because after we beat him, we're going to force our rival to go all the way around us. If you step up to the north one row, he'll just walk directly to the teleporter after fighting you. So I like to make his life as difficult as possible. And I do enjoy the dialogue from this character. He's always like, I need to test you to see how good you are. And then you beat him. And he's like, alright, now I'm going to go on and beat everybody else and show you how great I am. Even though, you know, every time we fought him, we've beaten him. He's got an okay party. They're still not fully decked out yet. So some of his Pokemon are not evolved. Of course, we're going to stick with our electric Pokemon since Gyarados is quadruple weak to electricity, being flying and water type. Gotta love those quad weaknesses. I really do like Gyarados, but I just don't like the fact that it's so weak to electricity. In a way, it's similar to, you know, any of the ground rock Pokemon. Like, I like Geodude and its line, but the fact that it is quad weak to water and grass just makes them pretty weak for a lot of the Pokemon that are common in these games. So here is the toughest enemy, for the most part, that our rival ever has, and that is Alakazam. Simply because, again, Psychic is so OP in Gen 1. So we're going to use our ace in the hole here, which is a super strong physical attacker that's also really fast, because Alakazam has really low defense. And Dugtrio is actually going to be who we use in the gym battle in my next episode as well, when we take on Sabrina. We're going to finish it off with Venusaur here. And Ninetales will make quick work of him. Or her. No genders in Gen 1 except, of course, Nidoran, so we don't know what sex our Venusaur is here. I'm going to kill it off in the most embarrassing way ever, which is using the weakest fire attack that we have, which is Ember. Oh ho! So you are ready for Boss Rocket. Yeah, you could beat him up, right? You're supposed to be some ace trainer. And he's like, I'm so great, I'm checking out what works and what doesn't in my Pokedex. I don't know what type of Pokedex you have. Ours doesn't seem to give as much information as you're getting from yours. Unless yours is connected to the internet via some dial-up procedure back in the late 90s when this came out. And you have your sweet mobile phone. Alright, see you later. And let's get our prize. Oh, hi! You're not a rocket. Yes, we came to save you. And so he is going to give us a Pokemon. Now this is actually a Pokemon I typically will use in my playthroughs, and that is Lapras. And so we are going to name Lapras after one of my good friends, and that is of course Lady Phoenix. So I will spell it the way that Phoenix is supposed to be spelled, a la Final Fantasy III on the Super Nintendo. Actually, we'll spell it normal. I do like Phoenix Downs, though, spelled F-E-N-I-X. I thought that was a pretty clever way to sort of make it work with the character restrictions that they had back when they were doing the translation. But the fact that Lapras starts at level 15 is actually kind of difficult to catch him up. It's kind of getting to the point now where it's hard to add new Pokemon unless you're going to spend a ton of time catching them up to the rest of your party members. So obviously it's pretty good. It has low speed, so you're probably going to want to use some items to buff that speed. But otherwise it's pretty good overall. But now we have to take on Boss Rocket, aka Giovanni. Let's head up to the boardroom and beat him down. Alright, we're coming for you, Giovanni. And we actually have to take on another Rocket. Now in yellow, this is actually Jesse and James. But just a normal Rocket here. Alright, we do want to see the boss. We have to save Silph. Bingo. Let's head in there. We do meet again. You are like a pest that will not go away. You're trying to take over this business. You actually are fairly effective at doing what you want in this game. And now he's gonna make us feel a world of pain, he thinks. Well, good luck with that. So what do you got? A Nidorino. Well, maybe we will try a little bit of Earthquake. Let's see how your Nidorino likes that, being a poison type that is weak to ground attacks. Apparently it didn't like it very much. What else you got? Alright, Kangaskhan, I don't have a fighting type, so we're just going to stick with Earthquake. I may not kill it. Probably do about maybe 66 to 75% of its health. It's going to do Bite, and that's going to do quite a bit of damage, actually. And then we're going to finish it off with a Dig. Not Mudvayne Dig, just Dig the move. And a Rhyhorn. Well, that is, of course, quad weak to water, being a ground and I believe rock type. So we'll use Surf on it. That should easily take it out. And then I believe his final Pokemon is actually either Nidoking or Nidoqueen. I think eventually he has both of them. But again, I might be thinking of a later generation. But right now, he just has Nidoqueen. So Nidoqueen is ground and poison. And so we are going to take it out with Surf. Oh, it actually didn't kill it. Poison Sting. I'm really surprised that didn't poison me, actually. I know, 10%, but in my experience, it's actually about 80%. You did lose again. You are such a loser. All you do is lose over and over again. We will probably never have to see you ever again. Actually they don't. But if you want to believe that, go ahead, I guess. But now that we saved Silph, we will now get the Master Ball. And then in my next episode, we're going to head over to the gym and we're going to take on Sabrina. One of the tougher trainers in the game. Because again, how OP Psychic is. So you're welcome, President, with your snazzy glasses. I like his lines here. Thank you for saving us. I want to thank you in some way. Because I'm rich, I can give you anything. So here, have this Master Ball, which we'll be saving for a very particular Pokemon later in the game. This is Izers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all in my next episode. So long. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and leave a comment below. Please also subscribe to my channel and press the notification bell. See you next time.